So cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone.
Hello everybody, my name is Jane Diaz and welcome back to another figure review. It has been quite some time since I've done a figure review, and the last one that I've actually done was Magatsu Izanagi, which surprisingly enough got so many views. I think it was like 240 from the time I checked, but thank you so much for that. I'm actually surprised that one got a lot of views. Funny enough, it was on my birthday, which is coming up soon, so I'm very happy with that. But anyways, I'm very excited to bring you this figure because, quick note, I have never owned a Beerus figure before, so this is definitely a plus for me. Especially that I've never really tried to get one since the prices are outstandingly high, as you can probably see right here. This is on eBay too. Trying to go on like Amazon and whatnot is gonna be bad. But enough about that. Let's take a look at this box. So basically, this is the event exclusive Beerus figure, which it says right there. Now, like I said previously, I have never owned a Beerus figure, so I wouldn't really know how to compare it. But I do have a really great friend of mine who actually has Beerus, which I felt articulated and looked at everything, so I kind of already know what to expect. And a quick spoiler, it's pretty much the same thing as the Beerus figure, pretty much just with a little bit of differences, which we'll go over in this video. But anyways, there's nothing really unusual with the box. It's just a normal shipping box. But what matters is on the inside. So let's take a look at this beautiful Beerus figure. So here we have it, the Beerus exclusive figure. Now, like I said, I'm very, very happy with this figure because I've never owned a Beerus before, so this is my first time. And it's a freaking event exclusive, my bad. And I know it just looks beautiful from the inside. But before we get to the figure, let's talk about this box. So here we have the box right here. Here we have Beerus on the side. Here we have the Tamashii Nations quality sticker, the actual exclusive, well, not exclusive, my bad, just the sticker that proves that it's, real. Funimation, age, blah, 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 Bandai, Tamashii Nations, event exclusive, super. The usual stuff says it right there, the name. On the top, we have just SH Figuarts. On the side, we have a little shot of him in color with the little name. On the back is where we have a lot of the poses you can get him into, which looks nice. Can't wait to freaking pose this figure up because I actually just got him recently, so I already know for a fact it's about to be time. And then here we have another picture of Beerus. Now, I already opened it, but I actually haven't opened it yet in a way, so this is the first time I'm opening it right now, so here we go. Now, here we have the Beerus figure right here. It's the same thing, like I stated before, it's the same figure, everything is pretty much the same, but we'll get into what the tiny differences are. But here's how he looks in the packaging. Let's get him out and review him. Wow, man, I've touched the Beerus before, don't get me wrong, it's just I have never really had my own Beerus. It was my friend's, and it was always like I was always jealous of him having it because it's freaking Beerus. Who wouldn't want a Beerus figure? Let me just take off the plastic, and there we go. Here we have the exclusive Beerus. Now, previously stated, it's the same thing. Body mold, everything on this figure is technically the same, but we will get into the little key differences now, starting with a little bit of the design and sculpting. So, if we take a closer look at the head, what I do remember is that his eyes weren't this dark. Now, hopefully my camera can capture it. Probably not, but on this figure, pretty much the eyes are a little bit more darker yellow than the original, which I'll put a little image right there just to show, put a side-by-side comparison. But yeah, the eyes are also sharper as well, which I love. The eye color is freaking sharper and darker than the original, and it looks beautiful because, it's an event exclusive. It's supposed to look like that. Here we have the freaking gold band on his neck right there, painted really well. Here we go to this little part right here on his chest, which I have to say looks nice, especially if I bring it a little bit closer to the camera. It is metallic. It's like metallic matte finish right there, or just metallic finish in general, and it really looks nice on this figure, I can't lie. Especially on the original one, it didn't have this. That's what makes this figure exclusive. But yeah, then you have like the gold bands here, blah, 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 usual. Here we have the belt piece, which is a little bit different, which we'll talk about a little bit right now. The color of his belt part is much more sharper and obviously metallic, as you can see. I guess hopefully my camera can pick it up. It's more sharper and more metallic. And on the belt part here, it's actually a little bit more lighter, which I will show an image soon. But basically, it's pretty much just a lighter version, the original. And then when we get to the pants, there's actually some shading on it. The shading effect is actually applied to the pants, which really looks nice. Because if I remember correctly, I think he had shading on the pants. Since, like I said, I never really had a Beerus figure, so this is pretty much new to me, and I already can tell with the shading. And we have the feet, not that much shading going on, but it does look pretty cool to the point where it's like, you won't really notice it. So, we have like the hands, the fingernails are painted. Let me see if I can get that. Yep, they are painted. Everything's fresh. He has a little gold earring part, which is a little bit of a little scuff right there. But you know what? It's nothing too serious. If you love Beerus, this would be the best figure. This would be your best alternative than to pay a lot of price for original Beerus. If this is what you want to get, this is what you want to get. So, let me stop talking and let's talk about the accessories. Here we have the accessories. We do have 3 faces, which one's already on the Beerus figure. This is his neutral stern face, which they painted really well, actually. Here we have the yelling angry cat face, which looks amazing. Yeah, there's a little bit of scuff, but like I said, that's pretty much what you expect. Here we have the eyes, which are really well done with the lining work on it. Looks amazing to me. Like I said, I'm very psyched and very excited to actually pose him up. Now, a tiny difference is on this head, which is his yawning or crying face. They actually added a tear on it, which makes it a little bit more funnier because it looks like he's either crying or just like yawning, like, but it's really painted well. Lining is not messed up or anything. And I like the head. That's basically what you get with the head. Now, he comes with his standard tail, because who wouldn't freaking want Beerus with his tail, which I don't know why I haven't put it on yet. There you go. As usual, there's Beerus with his tail. It's articulated with this hinge right here. Goes in like that, as so. And now Beerus has a tail. I don't know why I didn't add that beforehand, but yeah, whatever. It's not the end of the world. Now, moving on to the hands. We have 2 of these types of hands, which... Sorry, hold on. Let me just get this hand out. Here we go. Here we have 2 blast palm open hands, which the fingernails are painted really well on it. It works for what you get. Looks amazing. Now, here we have his usual finger hand, like the one where he looks like this, which I like. Like I said, I love the fingernails on it. It looks really nice. It will work well with it. Nothing too standardly crazy. And the last bit of accessories, if I can get them out the box, because it's decently hard to get out the box, not really. And I'm not going to bring out the other one because it's pretty much the same, but you get these hands with a hole in it, like a fist with this. Now, it's not really meant for him to hold anything because he doesn't really come with anything to hold, but it can make him hold Luis's staff if you'd like, even though that was pretty much on what the original had to offer. Now, before we continue, I would just like to say the accessories department, I'm not really a fan of as much, but like I've stated earlier, it's pretty much the same when it comes to, you know, the standard SH Figuarts Beerus release. Everything is pretty much the same, the accessories are the same, no additional hands, which, like I said, I find very sad because, you know, this Beerus could have had much more potential. Like, for example, it could have had a Hakai hand, it could have had another one of these hands on the other side, like this. There was so much they could have done with it, but like I said, it's the standard release, but pretty much just redone. But for those of you who want a Beerus figure, please, this is like just the right figure, especially that it has metallic on it now, so it looks amazing. But anyways, let's continue on with the articulation. So for the articulation, let's bring the camera a little bit back. Let's push this a little bit back as well. Let's start off with the head. Now, it has some pretty decent upward looking forwardness. I don't know why I said it like that, but basically it looks up this much. It looks down this much. And side to side. Get your pretty decent movement right there. Now, with the head itself, it won't really give a lot, but with that neck, you can make it go a little bit farther. Same thing with the actual back. If you put a little bit more, camera focus, please. There we go. And then obviously with the neck. So the head is decent, you know, nothing you really expect from an SH Figuarts. It's nothing too crazy. Wish it would have went back a little bit more since, you know, his head is not like Super Saiyan 3's where it has long hair, but I guess this little part makes it like that. So you still get your, you know, rotation in the head. Anything else swivel back and forth, usual. Everything works. The neck, as you can see right there, does leave a little bit of a tiny gap, but we've kind of seen that with the recent figure. So if anything, it's still pretty much the same. Moving on to the arm. I haven't posed this figure yet, by the way, so I'm being a very, very gentle not to make any scuffs on the actual pieces here. But if I'm going to do it normally, this is how much it would go. So decently close to 90 degrees. We have the little swivel right here that likes us, so you can do that. Double jointed elbow or just an elbow joint right there. Better than 90 degrees, so that's actually a plus. Then you have your standard little ball hinge right there, which... Here we go. A little ball hinge. Nothing too special there. Hand rotation is fine. Now be careful because it's small, but it's nothing too crazy like a Figma or something like that. Now you could put the arm all the way back like this. Obviously, it's usual. And if you want to get more range out of this, you can just go like this. Obviously, you know, usual. There's the little joint right there. So pretty decent arms. Then you actually have this floating piece right here, which, you know, looks good with it. It's not like the Goku's where it's just like it sticks out a lot. Well, depending on how you pose your Beerus figure, obviously. Now, coming to the actual chest right here, it does leave some gapping, a little bit of gapping there, but this is how much back he can go. If I can, no, here's how much he can go backwards. Here's how much he can go forwards. And then we have his side to side. You could twist the body around on this joint right here, or this like his stomach part right here, so you actually get some really good articulation in there. Like I said, pretty much just like Beerus. Really don't expect it. This is a floating piece right here, or not really floating piece, it's like, kind of like tight there, so it's not going to limit you from what you want to pose. And if you look on the back, there is no gapping, so that's all that matters, even though there's this big gap right here, but you won't even pay mind to it, to be honest with you. Now, moving on to the legs. This part doesn't really hinder it. Like I said, I don't really check right now, but as you can see, it does have this sort of thing where it goes up and down. Like I said, this is pretty much the original standard Beerus with these newer, like, or older style legs, but new back then. So let's put them like this first. So without that part going down, you get this much range, pretty good range. Back. Pretty good range, even though it looks kind of weird to the side, but to be honest with you, like I said, it's how you pose it. Here we have the knee joint, which it's okay. I don't really like the design of it, obviously, with that huge gap, and it doesn't even go that back, so you can't really make him do like a squatting like pose. To the side, he can actually go this far, which is pretty good. It works for what you get, obviously. Now with it out, this is how much it can go to the back. And there you go. So pretty much in and out, it works. Like I said, it works for what you get. Here we have the feet, which goes down. Oh, my bad. It would probably come off if you try to push it all the way, but this is how much you can go. This is how much it can go up. Not as much because of this little gold piece. If my camera can focus, there you go. And obviously your toe hinge, which looks okay. And it works for what it is. So overall, I have to say, I love this figure. Everyone has a different opinion on it. If I were to give it an actual like ranking of numbers, which let me put it down and then talk about it real quick, I would give it at least an 8 out of 10. There are some like little major things, like for example, the head doesn't really have that much of articulation. The legs look a little weird, especially in the freaking knees. They don't really work that well. Everything works, like I said, for your standard figure. Now, if you don't have a Beerus figure, I'm telling you now, this is the best alternative you can get. Yeah, everything is pretty much the same as the original one, but if I'm being honest with you, it's worth it. It's really worth it for this figure. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you in another video. Peace!
Give up, never slow till I finally prove it. Never listen to the no's, I just wanna keep moving. Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on. Feel I don't belong, tell my thoughts to move along. Push myself to be the best, die with no regrets. Live with every breath, see my message start to spread.